We have another excellent special guest here on the show, Silvestre Iombo. He has written a number of books in the field of oil field exploration, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot of interesting things in this space. So welcome to the show, Silvestre.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Mr. White House. Uh, really, I appreciate that.
All right. Well, let's start by, I know you have 3 books out. Tell us a little bit about the books that you have out and some what you share.
Yeah, I have 3 books like that I have written here in the United States. And first book is a guide to develop any oil field.
Mm-hmm.
And the second book, oil industry value chain. And the third one, oil field calculator.
Okay.
There's 3 books that I've written here in the United States.
And so these sound like really valuable resources for someone who is in the oil field development space. Is that right?
Yes, it's very interesting. Special, the first book is to guide how you're gonna develop any oil field if you're willing to invest in the oil industry,
Mm-hmm.
and then how you're gonna develop a project from the start from exploration and start up the field.
Okay.
So that will give you the guidance to do it. And the second book will tell how is the simulate oil value chain simulating all the value chain started from exploration until gas station. So until you put your pump.
Yep.
So this is the second book, and the third book is oil field calculator. The oil field calculator is a calculator that I developed. I developed a first calculator to estimate the petroleum infrastructure cost. So
Okay.
I was developed by me. So that's the third book.
Okay.
Talk about that.
So through these books, so like the first one, they'd learn the basic, everything they need with the development, and then they'd learn how to estimate what it's going to cost and how much they're going to make. Is that a good summary?
Yeah. First book is what you said, and the second book is a oil industry. Talk about the oil industry from started from exploration to gas station.
Okay. Oh yeah.
To gas station where you put your pump, so you will see all the value chain for the oil industry. And the second book will talks about the cost estimation. Cost estimation. I developed a calculator, one of the first calculators to estimate the cost for petroleum infrastructure.
Okay.
Was developed by me.
So for someone who's in the industry, who's in your audience, who should read this book, what is something that they might learn from it that might be surprising? Something that they'd learn and say, "Oh, I didn't know that."
My background is a petroleum engineer. Yeah, petroleum engineer. So I suggest the students to buy this book because I didn't get a chance when I was a young guy and going to school back in the 90s in LSU, Louisiana State University, and doing learning more about project execution and project development phase. I didn't learn much about that. And they will learn about how you're going to develop in the field from the start to the finish. So all the execution things that you don't teach on the school. And for the guys who are willing to invest, they will learn about what is the advantage, and to them to invest, why they're going to invest in on this field, how they're going to see, how they're going to be able to question if the investments are getting the paybacks, because you're going to see all the phase and you're going to question about it. So, and the second book will tell you more the industry. You'll be able to learn more about the industry and learn how all the value chain and what is the main decisions that are making to this value chain. And the third book, you will be able to learn about what how you're gonna do calculations
Mm-hmm.
with our calculator. If you want to buy our calculator, you can come to us, and then with our calculator, you will learn about how to estimate the infrastructure cost.
Okay.
Yeah,
And and
petroleum
so
infrastructure cost,
and
basically.
so so who is the audience for this book? Is it investors in the gas and oil space? Is it people
No,
who are actually
investors,
executing? Is it yeah.
yeah, investors, operators, or operator. When I say operator, I see
Mm-hmm.
oil companies,
Yep.
and students. There's a
Okay.
three, yeah, even government officials who are
Mm-hmm.
willing to learn about this book. We are open to them to come to us and learn more about it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it sounds important because I imagine I'm sure if you're in the space, you're going to figure it out because you're deep in it. But if you're a student, if you're an investor, government official, you may think you know, but then there's details or there's steps or there's parts of it. If you don't know the
yes,
whole
yes,
the
yes,
whole
sir,
picture,
yes,
that
sir,
can be very, especially for
yes, sir.
investment. If you're like, I think I know how this works, I'm not quite sure. That lack of
Yes, sir.
knowledge, you can either make bad investments or miss out on good investments. So that sounds like a really, really valuable use for your book.
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, that's why when I taught a class back in Angola, Africa. I
Mm-hmm.
taught a class, a development class. The way that you're gonna development in a oil field. I
Mm-hmm.
taught that in Angola, and that was very interesting. That was the first time the students got in something that's really hands-on,
Okay. Yeah.
hands-on experience. So I divide the class in a specialized engineering and say, guys, you're gonna be a pipeline engineer. So I apply pipeline engineer, reservoir engineer, all the specialty in the oil industry. So I give them the projects. That's the book let's talk about. See,
Okay.
give them the project. Okay, this is a project. Okay, we're gonna develop this project. We use our calculator, my calculator that I have now, the calculator that I developed. So they come by the end of the day, throughout the semester, they come with a project, the problem solving, how they're gonna develop a field if they are in the oil industry. So
Hmm.
the guide to develop any oil field, this book, we use that in Angola.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it sounds
so so
it.
we
And what do you find that people who don't have access to this knowledge, what mistakes are they making that they can avoid by reading your book?
oh
Yes. So what mistakes are people making that they can avoid by getting the knowledge out of your book?
yeah they will have a mistakes, maybe not a mistake, but what's gonna be have a lack of understanding
Mm-hmm.
the decision that is be making on the oil industry. If you don't have much a clue the decision is me making. For example, if you need a design basis, where how this document design basis, when and where you gonna get that design basis? When is gonna get the design basis? The book talk about that.
Okay.
Conceptual development phase, conceptual document. You know, where are you gonna get this? And what phase is gonna be done this phase? Which document, which deliverables for each phase?
Mm-hmm.
So you will learn more in this book, in this book, Guide to Development Field. So it's very interesting. And this book also, you can take it, the lessons learned that you learn from the oil industry, you can put it on civil engineering field also.
Okay.
The same aspect, so the same process. So this project. So
Yep. Yeah. So talk a little bit about equipment standardization. You mentioned in those equipment standardization is a must for reducing the time on many projects. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, equipment standardization. When I say equipment standardization, it's one of the a good role of a major decision in the oil industry. So we should not invent a wheel. They already be
Mhm.
invented. Everything is be invented. So, for example, you have a turbine. You know, you already design a turbine and stuff. Yeah, you just standardize this turbine. When you when you go into when you standardize this, or say, okay, this I will use the same turbine to next project. So is the standardization. You standardize so that you can use you will not do engineering anymore in order another facilities that you're designing. So you do a standardization. You know the composition, all the composition that you have. You have the same composition. You have same thing, so you
Mhm.
can use it. So you save time on the on the on the timing on the project. So
Yep.
save time and cost. So this is the standardization. So
Okay.
engineering cost goes down, and everything goes down.
Hmm.
What when I say about the book, for the book, I say okay, our calculator is standardized. You see, our calculator is standardized. I'm talking about oil field calculator.
Yep.
So with oil field calculator, a book you can standardize, you can standardize and customize to be used for your company. But as you listen, as you read the book, you'll be more interesting to buy your calculator and seeing,
Hmm.
okay, this is going to be reduced time reducing, standardized for your company.
Hmm. That sounds powerful. And now, is standardization also something valuable in the roles? You know, in terms of how you put your team together and how you deploy your human capital as well.
Yeah. For example, if you have some scale of the project, scale of oil field project, if you say you have this scale here, this oil field project, this project as for example, uh, producing 200,000 barrels per day. So as you put many roles here for your team, you're gonna also carry transfer the same roles. I done that in his on the side with ExxonMobil. Uh, Somebody come and tell, okay, how are we gonna do a local content for the next project? Local content is putting roles that you will need for the project. So we carrying out what we are doing for this project, and we putting the resource for next project and see what what's gonna be what's
Hmm.
gonna be the roles on that project. Just scaling out. Say, okay, we have here we have a Lexus Lord here. We gotta fill some gaps. We gotta see. One time we needed these people, this much resource, but we didn't get it. But now we're gonna go for this for the next project, and we're gonna put those roles and stuff. One of the things we found out, local content was also very important, and we decided to see, okay, we decided to add one engineer who's gonna be more interfacing with the government and the project team. See, this is the standardization that will
Hmm.
work uh, on the resource planning.
That makes a lot of sense. And so what are some of the benefits of really being able to make that plan ahead of time instead of sort of figuring out as you go?
If you make ahead of time, you're gonna save time. He's gonna save time. Yourself gonna save cost. If you, for example, I'm telling you, I'm giving example, practical
Hmm.
example. Uh, we had, for example, we had an oil industry, the oil industry, one project with a BP. We had one project, big project, not small, no, small in scale of oil field. So we decided, us decided to uh, to do many engineering activities or engineering staff during the conceptual phase, which is unusual. And we brought a team. We brought a team. We invited special the contractors in the conceptual phase. That's unbelievable. Then conceptual phase, you don't invite the contractor. You do a specification on the conceptual phase, and afterwards you do the specification. You go to basic engineering. That's when you start implementing. You start inviting engineering team. But we did different. We come ahead. So we're gonna save time because you already gotten everything done in the conceptual phase. And when you go to the basic engineering, time is already you already done enough scope of work. So you save time. You save time, and you probably save cost on this methods.
That makes sense. So you're not just guessing and working on the guess and then hoping it's right. You're really engineering it ahead of time, figuring out what you need and acting accordingly.
Yeah, that's what makes a good planning. Good planning ahead. The project is a planning ahead. So if you don't plan ahead, man, you're gonna miss out all the things.
So if there's something you could teach everyone in the industry, if everyone in the industry is watching this interview, they probably aren't, but if they are, what is the message you have for everyone in the industry about how they could do things better, increase profits, reduce costs? What is your one message for them?
Okay, one great message that I have for the oil industry is the following: getting a team earlier for the project sense. Sometimes we go and get a team after the conceptual phase. You get a good team earlier on a project. I'm talking about on the conceptual phase. You already build up a good team, then, and even select the project manager at the conceptual phase. Don't go later on, at a later stage, you start developing the team. No, bring the team, bring all the team earlier, so that you can develop a field much quickly and much fast. And your first oil is going to be much earlier than it used to be. So that's one of the advice that I give. Other advice. Oil field has a calculator, or my company has a calculator that willing to save time in order to estimate the cost in very short time. He can do it for 200 fields. That was unbelievable. For 200 fields, for 200 projects, we estimate the cost for 200 projects in 1 year. We can do in 1 hour or 2 hours, we can estimate the cost for 30 projects. Wow. So have a tool to do that. You make a decision much quicker.
I love it. And the thing I hear in both of those is this idea of it's easier to fix something early than fix it late. I'm reminded of, I think it's Tony Robbins who said that the difference between flying from Los Angeles to London and flying from Los Angeles to Johannesburg is like 3 degrees when you leave LAX. So if you get halfway across the ocean and realize you're going the wrong way, it's a long way to fix that. Whereas if you can get the direction right before, as you're leaving the airport.
That's right.
Same thing in business. You bring that team on early and you're pointing in the right direction. You're not spending $1 million to retool something halfway through.
You got it.
Yep.
You got it. Because if you get the scope right,
this
is all about scope. If you get the scope right, later on, you're not going to have much trouble in doing that. So you see what I'm saying? You got already the very defined scope, very defined. When you get to the basic engineering, you already got the scope. So they will refine those scope and go to detail engineering in order to go forward with that. So this is one of the issues, very big issue, very big issue.
Yeah, that's
And
powerful.
plus with that in sense, you start defining your contract strategy much
Mm.
earlier. When I mean contract strategy, you start defining how you want to manage your project.
Mm.
Well, how are you going to manage your project? Which is how are you going to contract it also?
Yep.
So if you define that earlier, man, you are in the best pathway to do it. Another thing is, and between companies, this is the second book. Between companies, if you willing to segment all your business,
Mm-hmm.
and identify the roles for each company and all companies that I'm talking about. If you have a gas company here, or you have a midstream, upstream, so I'm just talking about exploration and stuff. If you define between them, for example, I have a refinery company, I have a refinery company, I have an exploration company. If you're willing to define them and see a link, what they will need by each other, that would be good.
Mm.
Optimize, you will be able to optimize. They refine stuff. Okay, I will give you this oil with this IPI. So you have here the refine, you have to refine it after that. If you define, okay, say, okay, here is going to be a lot of cost. If you have a salinities, a lot of on your oil, or you have a more in shop on your oil. So if you were able to exploration, the exploration company or production company, if you were able to optimize your process in order to refine it real well, link that together, man, you're gonna make money.
Ah, powerful, powerful.
Yeah?
All right.
This is my second book.
Yep. Yeah. So sounds good. There's some really good tools, and sounds like those books. I imagine the books are book price, and we're talking about millions of dollars in savings. That's a pretty good ROI on reading your books. So
Okay.
for anyone in the industry, that sounds like a very solid idea. And of course, there's a link to your Writers Republic page in the show notes or the YouTube notes, wherever someone is watching or listening to this. But how else can people get in touch with you if they want to learn more about your books or your company?
Good. My number is 713-231-3958. If you wanted to contact me in my number. And I have my email. My email is silvestre.iombo at oilfieldcalculator.america.com.
All right. And of course, those are going to be in the notes as well. So people can find that there. Well, this has been.
Michael, you can put also the other email, that you have.
Okay.
Yeah. So personal email. Yeah. This is what we're doing. We're trying to automate the system in the oil industry. We come with a good technology that everybody wants. So we want to save time for a customized system and saving time. This is what we want to do. We're trying to do to the oil industry.
That is some powerful stuff. Well, it's been great to talk to you and learn a lot about the oil industry and how it can be improved and how you, Silvestre, can help them improve it. So anyone out there who's listening or watching who's in the oil space, these books definitely something you want to take a look at. And if you're listening and watching and you're not in the oil space, but you know someone who is, send this to them because they need to hear this message. So thank you so much for this interview. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael Whitehouse, to give me this interview. That's my first interview here in America.
There we go. Well, glad it can be your
interview.
first interview. Hopefully, it was a good experience.
Okay. We're gonna be open for the next time if you depends on you.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.